Dear students, today we read the poem The Snail written by great poet William Cowper. At first, we know something about the poet. William Cowper, 1731 to 1800, was one of the most popular poets of his times. And Cowper changed the direction of 18th century nature poetry by writing about the English countryside and the everyday lives of people. His famous works include Olney Hymns and The Tusk. So you see that William Cowper was mainly a nature poet and he wrote about tiny creature of our living world. And this poem, The Snail, takes us into the private world of a snail where it is seen to lead a self-sufficient life. So, the snail, though it is a very small creature, but through this poem, we know about his personal lifestyle, its self-sufficient life. It is self-dependent. And we are allowed to observe in minute detail the small yet self-contained world in which a snail lives. So, through this poem, we know about the self-contained world of a snail and his self-dignity. His also through this poem, we also know about the private life of the snail, and it signifies the poet's embracing of a loner's life and withdrawal from the society. We start first stanza. To grass or leaf or fruit or wall, the snail sticks close, nor fears to fall, as if he grew there, house and all together. So in this first stanza, the poet speaks about that the snail, which is a very tiny creature, it sticks close either to grass or leaf or fruit or wall, so close that it doesn't get fear to fall. He has no anxiousness about living in different conditions or in different places. He is very comfortable with all these places. Rather, wherever he settles down, as if he grew there. That means he makes that place appear like his own house, where he has grown up. So, that is his altogether. Okay, this is the first stanza. Dear students, now we start second stanza. Within that house, secure he hides, when danger imminent betides, of storm or other harm besides of weather. So, what the poet says, wherever the snail sets up a new house or new home, he turns that place into his safe haven. That means safe place, his sweet home. When he senses approaching danger, imminent means something that is something which is likely to happen soon. So when the snail senses approaching some danger, he retires to his house, and the familiar sense of security inside that house makes him forget all about the forthcoming danger. That danger may be storm or weather or many other harm. So when he senses danger of storm, danger of weather, he securely hides himself within that house. Okay, this is the second stanza. Now we start the third stanza. Give but his horns the slightest touch, his self-collecting power is such, he shrinks into his house with much displeasure. So here the two tentacles of the snail are compared to horns to magnify its stature and importance. So the two tentacles or two horns are so important to a snail that when someone gives a minimum slightest touch to these horns, his self-collecting power, that is, his self-controlling power is so much important that he shrinks, that means he reduces in size into that his secure house with very displeasure, with much displeasure. So if we touch the horns of the snail, he senses danger, and to secure himself, to protect himself, he shrinks, that means he reduces into size in his own secure house very annoyingly or much displeasure. Okay, that is the third stanza. Now we start the fourth stanza or the last stanza of this poem, The Snail. Wherever he dwells alone, except himself, has chattels none, well satisfied to be his own whole treasure. So in this last stanza, the poet says that the snail, just like a hermit or sage, loves to dwell alone. He does not need any company. So whenever he lives alone, without anybody. He does not need any company, any friend or any relatives to keep. Here chattels mean, just a minute. Here chattels means personal belonging. So he does not like any personal belonging except himself. So he does not need any friends. He considers himself to be his own treasure. He is well satisfied to be his own. So he considered himself as his own treasure, and thus he leads a self-satisfied life. See, does not need anybody, any friends, any relatives to know him. So here the self-controlled or self-contained world of a tiny creature, a snail, a very insignificant creature, his personal life, his very private life is depicted through this poem, through William Cowper. So here the snail lives a secluded life, self-reliant and self-satisfied like a hermit. So through this poem we know about the self-contained, self-restricted life of a snail, that is very tiny creature. Okay, I think you all understand and you will read this poem very attentively. Thank you.